The guest brings in a piece of glasswork. Jail Chihuly created it. The guest family befriended Chihuly, who gave the glasswork as a gift. Jail Chihuly is a famous artist who helped popularize art glass collecting. Early in his career, Chihuly worked as a glass blower himself, but after injuries, he began to collaborate with teams of artisans. The piece is unsigned and asymmetrical, typical of Chihuly's early experimental work. The appraiser estimates the value of the glasswork at $2,000 to $3,000 at auction.
I'm amazed. That's very surprising.
Colleen Fesco, an expert in paintings, was contacted by a prestigious museum about a parrot painting and other items she appraised in El Paso in 2011. The collection included a watercolor of a parrot, a detailed drawing of a big cat, and 3 journals written by the guest's grandfather, Tom Ring. Tom Ring went on an expedition for the American Museum of Natural History in 1913. The collection showcases the close collaboration between Fuertes and Tom Ring, capturing the essence of expedition-style sketchbook keeping. The collection includes a study of birds, a hunt scene, and sketches of animals and humans, rare for Fuertes. Parrot painting is estimated to be worth between $5,000 and $7,000, the hunt scene between $3,000 and $5,000, and the 3 sketchbooks with other drawings between $3,000 and $5,000.
Well,
A guest brought a necklace and diamond ring to the show. She inherited from her mother-in-law.
And I thought of the jewelry that my mother-in-law had in the safe. And you've probably seen it more than I've seen it the whole time I've been in the family, and I've been in the family over 35 years.
The jewelries were made in China in 1920. They remained influential and cherished for its elegance and historical significance. The beads are rock crystal with beautiful little silver mounts. They are in different sizes and configurations of silver. The ring has a brilliant cut and Art Deco mount. Cultural shifts led to daring and innovative designs. Worn as status symbols to display wealth and taste. Diamond rings symbolize love, and for necklaces, they had various meanings. The appraiser valued it to be
the beads are about $1,500 to $2,000 as a retail price. And they used to bring a lot more, but they've come down, but still,
Oh, wow.
it's fantastic. The diamond ring, a retail price on this, just for the stone, is probably about $28,000.
You have got to be kidding.
No. And I think the mounting, if you had to sell the mounting separately, that is probably a $3,000 mount. So basically, you've got something retail that's in the $32,000 range.
Good grief.
The guest brought signed film director and actor photographs. They are the collectible of items sought after by enthusiasts. They feature portraits of directors along with their signatures. This collecting practice gained popularity in the 20th century with the rise of cinema and celebrity culture. Their fascinating values include its authenticity and condition. Certificates of authenticity can increase their value. The appraiser valued it to be
If we start talking values, Alfred Hitchcock, a signed photograph from him auctions anywhere between $600 and $800. A signed Charlie Chaplin, auction value, again, between $600 and $800. A Fellini signed photograph, auction value between $100 to $150. Erich von Stroheim. If it were on the photo here, we have actually a cut sheet of paper, so if it were on the photo, it would be a bit more. He's probably between $200 to $300 at auction. And then we have Andy Warhol down here, $400 to $600. We have Fritz Lang over here, $400 to $600. So taking in the scope of your collection, it's kind of mind-boggling. I think a very conservative auction estimate for the whole collection would be at least $30,000 to $40,000.
Oh, that's great.
A guest brought Chinese Imperial dress uniform to the show. He inherited from his aunt. The dress uniform was worn by officials of the Chinese Imperial court during the Qing Dynasty, 1644-19 to 11. The uniform was designed to reflect the wearer's status and position within the court hierarchy. It was typically made of luxurious fabrics such as silk, embroidery, and gold. The dress has a fascinating symbol such as dragons emblazoned and brass studs. Some unique features of the uniform include the use of specific colors and patterns to denote rank. The dress comes along with fur feathers which are painted with dragon. The appraiser valued it to be
at auction $100,000 to $150,000.
Whoa. Pretty unbelievable.
The guest brought Ranson caricature portfolio to the show. He got it as a gift from a friend of his. was created by Thomas Ranson and published in 1800. The Ranson caricature portfolio has a collection of satirical drawings. The portfolio consists of 25 hand-colored prints. The drawings depict contemporary British life. They satirized the upper and middle classes. The prints included the book club and a monument to Grub Street. The appraiser valued it to be...
This portfolio is worth about $35,000.
Pretty expensive. Thank you very much. That's very interesting.
Absolutely.
I learned a lot.
The gift came with the love token bracelet. She got it from her husband, who purchased it for $1. There are coins, and some of the coins are U.S. coins. There's a Canadian one. It's made out of silver. It's called the love token bracelet. It's a simple strip of silver that's built like a belt, caught on the back with a hasp. That is the Brooklyn Bridge. You can see the river below. The bridge started construction in 1869 and was a great marvel of its time. Appraised for $800 to $1,000.
My goodness. Wow.
The guest came with the Earl Pardon Mosaic bracelet. She got it from her husband, who purchased it for her. Earl Pardon started life as a painter. It was here a mosaic, little panels of enameled silver and gold with gemstones. The piece dates from the mid-'80s. An auction estimate would be in the range of $4,000 to $5,000. The guest inherited the stunning pendant brooch, which has been in the family since 1922, starting with their great-grandmother. Brooch features gold, silver, diamonds, emeralds, and pearls. The craftsmanship and metalwork suggest it may be from Europe. Brooch's design includes a phoenix motif, unusual for the period, but possibly influenced by Art Nouveau. It features 2 rose-cut diamonds flanking a cabochon emerald, typical of the era, and 3 pearl drops. Design is reminiscent of stomacher pieces worn in the 1500s, estimated to be worth $20,000 to $30,000 at auction.
Wow. That's great.
The guest family heirloom is a furniture piece from around 200 years ago. The guest inherited it from his father. It's been in use throughout her life. The appraiser identified it as being made around 1740, possibly in the Charlestown, Boston area, and suggests it was crafted by a group of craftsmen. The entire piece is walnut veneered with exotic veneers, featuring intricate carvings and gilded shells.
This is a high chest of drawers with a top and a bottom. It comes apart right here, so you can move the 2 parts around.
A similar piece exists in the Museum of Fine Arts in Boston, attributed to Ebenezer Hartshorn. The piece has undergone restoration, which has decreased its worth. The upper part, bonnet and lower part legs, and finales have been replaced. However, the brasses on the top of this case are original, while the bottom ones are reproductions. Given its condition and restoration history, how much would this item be valued?
I would put an auction estimate in the range of $10,000 to $15,000.
Okay.
Here we have a picture taken by the famed American photographer Edward Curtis. Edward Curtis was known for his colossal project in which he chronicled the North American Indian culture, which he believed was disappearing. This particular picture was taken in 1905 of Geronimo, who was a leader and Apache warrior. The interesting thing about the photo is that it is an authorized copy of the original photo. Edward Curtis made many copies of his pictures to finance his expedition, which lasted for 30 years. The owner bought this copy in 1972 for $25. But how much did the appraiser think it was worth now? The appraiser pointed out that this photo of Geronimo was in the top 10 of Edward Curtis's most celebrated works. And for this reason, the picture was worth $10,000 to $150,000 in 2008. However, it was reappraised in 2022, and the value fell to $8,000 to $12,000.
Whoa!
It's a great, great piece. Thank you for bringing it in.
Thank you for the information. This is wonderful.
This woman inherited a 150-year-old book worth up to $75,000 from her grandmother. The book had signatures of famous people like Leo Tolstoy, Rudyard Kipling, Mark Twain, and even Einstein. Back in the late 18th and early 19th century, her family owned hotels in Sorrento and Florence. These signatures came from the people who were either guests or friends of guests at the hotel from that time. The book with all the stamps on it had a value of up to $35,000. However, if sold as solo pieces, these signatures had an estimated value of up to $75,000. The woman was very happy to hear the value. Then...
So your grandmother gave you a great gift. Thank you for bringing it.
Thank you so much. It was my pleasure.
While searching for a present for her husband, who shared a birthday with George Washington, this guest stumbled upon this picture in an antique shop in Texas. Picture was believed to be a mourning picture from 3 presidents, Washington, Jefferson, and Adams. The silk embroidery picture was made in South Hadley, Massachusetts, at the Abbey Wright School from 1803 to 1811, where girls were taught reading, writing, arithmetic, and embroidery. Over the years, Abbey Wright's mourning pictures have become very popular. Abbey Wright's originals are known for their characteristic paintings on silk and intricate stitching patterns. A distinct silver thread was also used to adorn the urns in the painting. The owner saved a week's salary to afford the $500 price tag for this painting, but how much was it worth now? The appraiser estimated the worth of the painting to be $15,000 to $20,000. The owner was so happy, she almost fainted.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah.
I'm going to faint.
Right.
This woman's father got an original art piece as a gift from Frank Lloyd Wright. Back in 1951, Frank Lloyd designed a house. A few years later, that house needed repair. Her father was the one who helped rebuild the house. Frank Lloyd Wright gave the painting as a gift to her father for his great work. This is an original artwork of his and has lots of details. The painting had a value of up to $35,000. The woman was happy to know that.
Wow. Well, I know my dad would be very pleased.
The unique pair of carved door panels was brought by the guest. Being an antique dealer, she acquired them at an estate sale in Meridian, Idaho for $500. The appraiser was impressed by the intricate detail and craftsmanship. The guest also had a picture that showed the door panels hanging in a parlor. The panels were Italian and dated from the mid-16th century. The appraiser identified the intricate wood inlay technique on the panels known as intarsias.
An intarsia is a technique that's been around since the Egyptian times. And it's inlaying woods of different types and coloring the woods to create three-dimensional effect.
The design depicted a detailed battle scene with carvings done using a variety of woods. How much are these incredible panels worth?
I would put an auction estimate on this pair of carved panels at $20,000
Oh my stars.
to $30,000.
Wow. Wow. That's exciting.
This is a portrait by John James Audubon, the guest's triple great-grandfather in 1821. Audubon made this portrait in exchange for a $100 loan he received from the guest's ancestor to return to France. John James Audubon was more famous for his ornithological images than for his portraits. He painted portraits, including deathbed ones, which were popular before photography. He typically charged $5, but because he received $100 for this portrait, he put in extra effort, making it rare. Only a few of his portraits appear on the market. It's created using charcoal, ink, and wash. In addition, there is a document dated August 1777 indicating the guest's ancestors' release of sovereignty to the crown in England. Additionally, there is a continental $20 bill. The value of the oath of allegiance is between $500 and $1,000, while the colonial 20 is worth about $75 to $100. The value of the portrait
is worth, at auction, $30,000 to $50,000.
Wow. That's impressive.
This treasured bowl, passed down through generations within a family, recently caught the eye of a friend who suspected its origins were notable. From an intuition proved correct, as it was crafted by Susan Frankleton, a renowned artist hailing from Milwaukee. It's adorned with intricate designs inspired by nature, and it also includes clusters of grapes and heartfelt expressions of love. The bowl exemplifies Frankleton's artistic prowess. If you look closely, you'll observe that Susan Frankleton has inscribed an incised S followed by her complete last name, Frankleton, underneath it. Additionally, she's included the date 1902 at the bottom. Upon expert examination, its value was estimated to be significant, ranging from a whopping $20,000 to $30,000. Possibility of its value increasing if acquired by a museum added to the family's excitement.
Wow. Me without my handkerchief.
While you may have encountered numerous letters, this particular correspondence from Robert F. Kennedy, written in the wake of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s passing, holds exceptional significance. Addressing vital civil rights issues, Kennedy emphasizes the need for substantial action to aid the disadvantaged.
Robert F. Kennedy was doing a lot of work for civil rights, and so I wrote to him telling him how much I was affected.
Advocating for essentials like food, education, jobs, and homes.
I probably have not seen a Robert Kennedy letter as heartfelt as this one.
At one juncture in the letter, he expresses the belief that the moment calls for bold and imaginative action. It resonates lies not just in its value, but in its timeless call for justice and compassion. Despite the usual modest value of Kennedy's letters, this one's profound message elevates its worth. Estimated to be $2,000 to $3,000 at auction. This cherished family heirloom has been treasured for generations. The family thought it came from a lumber mill in Oregon and has ties to a Native American tribe called the Klickitat. It might have been made between 1900 and 1925. It was probably used as a toy for Native kids. In the past, beads were crafted in Venice, Italy. But these beads, the yellow and red ones, were likely made in Czechoslovakia. They were used to make a model of a baby in a crib. No real baby ever slept in this crib. The doll is made to fit perfectly in the crib, and they're all made together at the same time. It's a copy of what would have been used for a young child in the tribe.
You have red stroud cloth, you have cotton cloth, printed calico, green felt.
The baby's hood and other details show it was made with care. Mothers and grandmothers used to make dolls and give them to their daughters for many reasons. They were not just toys, they were also used to teach. They helped young children learn how to take care of a baby. The hair is most likely from a horse and the hide is from a deer. It was tanned using traditional Native American methods.
The face is hide. The facial features are very, very simple. The earrings are abalone, which would have come down from the coast.
Even though it's a bit worn out, it's still very valuable, worth about $4,500. Now, you might want to insure it for $5,000 to $5,500 to keep it safe.
Great.
This piece belonged to the guest's father, who got it as a gift.
And the man who ran the dining room, wife got very ill, and it turned out she was dying of cancer. And my father took care of her. And when it was all over, he refused to give the man a bill of any sort. And shortly thereafter, this appeared in my father's office.
The painting is by Percy Gray. He was born in San Francisco and was of English heritage. He changed his signature from black letters into this script signature in 1910. So we know this painting is from after 1910.
It's pretty hard to date it more specifically than to say it was painted between 1910 and the end of his life around 1950.
He painted more in what's called a tonalist style,
which is the more muted, dreamier, softer, quieter style. And there's a lot of interest in tonalism in America now.
As for the value is concerned, at auction today, this would sell for...
If you were to see this picture at auction today, I suspect the estimate would be somewhere in the $10,000 to $15,000 range.
I beg your pardon?
Between $10,000 and $15,000. I hope that's not a disappointment.